On the 30th of May, I took a trip to see one of underground hip-hop's most acclaimed. The Nigerian-American, New York-based rapper Mike is having a monumental year with the recent releases of two projects, Showbiz and Pinball 2. While neither tape cement him into the mainstream rap you'll find on the Billboard Hot 100, one tape is arguably Album of the Year contender in the genre.
So what is a griot?
Griot is a traditional musician, oral historian, poets, counselors, and entertainer.
I'm Sayou Cooper, and this is The Griots, reporting on hip-hop culture through a mix of soapbox editorials, weird commercial breaks, and very serious guests. The time is, what is the time? It's like 3:52 Eastern Standard Time. I'm located on the East Coast of the United States of America in the American Empire. I'm about to go to the Mike concert. I have to do my makeup first and get ready, so I'm a bit stressed about that. I'm not sure if I recorded that, and I definitely want to get a take while I'm at home. Well, not at home, the place where I live currently. But this is Sayou. I'm about to hop on the train, the 6-something train to Boston, up to go see Mike at the Paradise Rock Club. I believe that's the right name. Not really sure. We'll double check. Feeling good. I wanted to write down some questions for Mike because, like, in my naive world, I'm like, of course I'm going to get an interview. To be fair, I had reached out to Mike's team to do, like, an interview at one of his tour stops. But unfortunately, they're not. Well, the word that I got was that he's doing limited press.
Sorry, please speak.
When I was younger, my dad took me to Nigeria and it was fun as hell. But when my mom took me to Nigeria, it was scary as f***. Where my mom is originally from, they're big on spiritual shit, and because I was super young, it was hard to make sense of it all. I remember my mom drove down the highway at night and suddenly this tribe was chasing us, clutching these gigantic leaves. They brushed our car with the leaves and it was real scary. I've dealt with a lot of family loss, especially with my mom passing. In Nigerian culture, the woman is supposed to be the caretaker of the family. I saw early on how my mom's life was dedicated to taking care of other people. It taught me that while it's a good thing to be someone who cares for others, you gotta make sure you're prioritizing yourself too. If you're purely living for others, then that can be damaging. Every now and then, I'll see something in the mirror, so yes, I definitely believe in spirits and spiritual stuff. But I think the most important thing about death is the ways it teaches us lessons on how to live right. Mike told writer Thomas Hobbes for Days last month, "If you're looking for ways on how Black American hip-hop culture connects and influences the rest of the African diaspora, Mike and I's hip-hop journeys are solid case studies. We're both children of West African immigrants who fell in love with hip-hop at early ages. We're both from the East Coast of the United States of America. Mike spending time in the Philly, New Jersey, and New York area. Additionally, we're both writers in the culture, but Mike took the poet route, relaying his thoughts over beats since his 2015 debut EP, Belgian Butter. His earlier influences were Black British rappers found on Channel U when he lived in England with his mother. I feel like looking to the sky is one of those important moments where you can gaze up at something greater than yourself and feel a sense of hope. The sky is the biggest thing we can see, and I guess there's a comfort. When my mom died, it was like she suddenly became part of the sky and turned into something that was bigger than all of us. When I think about her loss, I can always look up at the sky for reassurance. After boarding the MBTA commuter rail, it took me about an hour to get to the Ruggles stop in the Roxbury neighborhood of Boston. I lived in Boston for 3 years after college, so there was less stress commuting to the Paradise Rock Club from the Ruggles MBTA stop. For my one-way from Zone 8, my MBTA ticket was $12.25. Ticketmaster through Live Nation Entertainment charged me $36 for my mic ticket. Live Nation owns Ticketmaster, and in 2024, the American government sued Live Nation Ticketmaster for, quote, monopolizing markets across the live concert industry. I arrived in Boston 20 minutes before showtime and speed walked to the nearest street for a rideshare to Paradise Rock Club. The venue is located in the Allston neighborhood of Boston, super close to Boston University. It first opened in 1977 with its owner Don Law, who sought profit opportunity in music venues located near student populations like universities or colleges. Back then, it was known as Paradise Theater. Law sold his company to Live Nation, then reversed its ownership by buying it back from Live Nation. For $10.99, my Lyft driver dropped me off at Paradise Rock Club at 8:11 p.m. I rushed in, worried I would miss Mike's entrance, but ended up waiting an hour before he took the stage. The opening acts were Mike Shab and later Navy Blue. Opening acts have such a tough job because the majority of fans in the crowd are not there for them, but rapper Navy Blue is definitely someone to put on your radar if you haven't already. The club holds under 1,000 people, and when I got there, it was filled. Plenty of college-looking white men, but a good amount of black people sprinkled in. More women than I expected too. I knew I needed to get closer to the stage or at least a better angle for my camcorder's zoom settings. Side note, I got a lot of looks for filming with a camcorder, and one guy even stopped me to inquire. I moved from the entrance area over to a bar on the other side where the merch table was at. I was tempted to buy something since the visual identity of this mic era is really cool, but settled on a Spike Shirley Temple instead. Still not happy with my standing location, I eyed the balcony, which looked less crowded. There I found a third bar that was beautifully lit and got some more shots of the crowd and openers. Finally, I moved to my most permanent spot of the night, the stairwell near the balcony. Close enough to see the stage and the artist to see me. The stage design for the night was unnoticeable with just some draped tapestry and bottles on the DJ table. The lighting department did most of the work when it came to decor. Sipping on my drink and eyeing the crowd, I was excited for Mike to come out and hoping I wouldn't have to use the bathroom soon. On January 31st, 2025, Mike released Showbiz through 10K. The company doesn't have a founders or about page on their website, but 10K gives Mike and other artists on its roster a lot more ownership and freedom with their music. It's odd to imagine that Showbiz is not Mike's best work in his catalog, considering how good it is. The artwork was done by Tazadi Hawk, and the 24-track album clocks out at 48 minutes. Along with Mike handling the production as DJ Black Power, there are numerous collaborators. Looking at the output of rap this year, it's sonically unique like Billy Wood's Gollywog, but way less scary. For those not familiar with Mike's cadence, it can sound lazy, but that's just his natural voice. A voice somewhere between baritone and bass with a lot to say, mostly about his mom. My favorite songs from the album are Bear Trap, Lucky, Showbiz Intro, and Lost Scribe. But if you're a first-time listener, I'd recommend You're the Only One Watching.
Show 70 out of 71. That's 70 out of 71. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Less than 4 months later, Mike followed up his Showbiz project with Pinball 2, produced by Tony Seltzer. Pinball 2 is slightly shorter than Showbiz and leans toward a more trap production assisted by Seltzer. The concept of the project and storytelling is not as strong, but I don't think that was the intended purpose. Pinball 2 is the tape I play at the party, while Showbiz is reserved for my solo evening walks. Best song on Pinball 2 is Prezi. So coming straight out of the concert, how would I rate it? Definitely like an 8 out of 10, I would say. I was actually kind of surprised that he rapped without no backtrack at all. Mike came on at 9:30 p.m., really casually too. No big entrance, just a round of applause from the crowd. He's as tall as he looks with thick dreadlocks, and his show outfit got more interesting once he took off the green zip-up hoodie. In comparison to female rappers, even ones not in the mainstream, male rappers get away with less. No well-designed stages, no choreography, no background dancers or outfit changes. Kendrick Lamar, Offset, and more that I'm probably missing are one of the few male rappers who understand the theatrics of a show. Mike's outfit was casual but stylish enough, a graphic t-shirt, dark denim pants, and shoes I kept stealing glances at the whole night. For our fashion hip-hop heads, let us know what designer or any streetwear he's wearing. The setlist was showbiz heavy, which was great for me since it's the album that convinced me to come to the Boston show. First, it was Mike giving thanks to his team over the Bossy Nova, My Neck instrumentals, then Burning Desire, They Don't Stop in the Rain, Lucky, Watered Down, Man in the Mirror, Artist of the Century, The Rock, Spun Out, and Is You Stupid. JBL Music and Prezi were performed in the balcony area by Mike. It was very chaotic getting footage of this moment.
When it's heavy, never know how I give already. I return like a crazy, making money and sitting heavy. Little bro, they respect me, make some dough, make me all.
Up next was Real Love, Set the Mood, Stop Worry, No Curse Lifted, Rivers of Love, and What Do I Do? There was a mini break where Mike poured out drinks for his openers and team. The show wrapped up with Pieces of a Dream, Showbiz intro, 82, some unreleased tracks, Leaders of Tomorrow intro, and Diamonds Dancing Broke. Of course, the crowd chanted for an encore, and Mike happily agreed. The encore songs included Ah, Zaza, Evil Eye, and African Sex Freak Fantasy. No backing track, Mike was 100% live and transitioned between songs with just talking and cracking jokes. Extremely personable guy that you almost forget he was the coolest person in the room and that you paid to see him. Gratitude was a huge theme also, and Mike gave thanks to us being there numerous times. He also shouted out his mom. At one point, he addressed the highs and lows of touring, which reminded me of Tyler the Creator's recent remarks on the mental toll of tours from an artist's perspective. Not wanting to add another responsibility to Mike's night, I decided not to ask for the interview after the show. Mike lingered on the stage for a bit with Playboy Cardi playing in the background, and a very sad-looking mosh pit ensued for a few minutes. Around 11 p.m., I exited the venue. Hello. Alright, so I'm back at my dwelling. I'm about to head upstairs, maybe wash my face and go to bed. But yeah, overall it was a good night. Like, I enjoyed myself at the concert. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do some more deep analysis in the video, well, in the episode that you guys are gonna watch. But yeah, I can see the hype around Mike. I think he's a good performer. He seems like a really chill dude, like a sincere dude, and I only was able to make that impression obviously from him performing on stage and interacting with people. But yeah, I really like Mike. I think he's a cool dude. So yeah. Reporting from the American Empire, I'm Sayou Cooper, and this is the Griot. Cut. Adios. Reporting from the American Empire, I'm Sayou Cooper, and this is The Griot. I wrote and produced this episode. Our theme song for this season is Jaws by Suzuki-san. Our Instagram and other cool stuff can be found on our website. Links are always in the description. Thank you to the ancestors. Until next time.